Meanwhile, two children were found dead near Delhi's PRAGATI Maidan in the heart of the city. Two children were siblings and they had been missing for the last 3 days. The boy was 5, the girl just 7. A ransom of 30 lakhs had been demanded from the children's family earlier. My colleague Tanima Biswas now joins me for more. Tanima, this incident, one of course the young 7-year-old who was raped and is recovering in hospital, and these two children who were kidnapped and then killed. Any more details on that case?
Right, Maya, as you were saying, that lapses of the school has in fact been noticed in both these cases. As far as this new case of children being kidnapped and then consequently murdered and they belong to a school in East Delhi, what had happened was that the police were telling us, in fact, that there's a protocol followed in the schools that after the classes are over, the children stand in a line and once their guardian or parent comes, handed over to them after being identified by the teachers at the spot. But that particular day, when the children were at the gate, their mother unfortunately could not come because mysteriously so, she was locked inside her house from outside. So there was somebody else who went to fetch the children that day, and the teachers or the school staff who were present at the spot did not follow protocol and identify the person who had in fact come to fetch the children. But as police were saying that this was a person, definitely somebody who the children were acquainted with for sure, because they did not protest at the time that the person had come to fetch them. What happened subsequent to that was that there were a couple of ransom calls made to the family on 26th of February as well as on 27th of February demanding around 30 lakhs for the children. And in fact, twice during the discussions, a place for depositing the money had also been decided, but at both times the parents did not go because they'd already notified the police and they were hoping that the investigations would lead them to the kidnapper. Post 27th, what the family has been telling us is that they did not get any more calls. But unfortunately, today, the bodies of these two children were found in heavily decomposed state. It's not exactly clear. A forensic team has reached the spot. They will be able to determine exactly when the children had actually been killed. But the police are... Yes, Maya.
Right, Tanima, you said the police are investigating really some extremely tragic details emerging from this case. But let's also ask you, since you're following both cases of the 7-year-old who's recovering in hospital, what's the prognosis on her? What's the latest in that investigation?
Maya, what the police are telling us is, as we heard the DCP say in his sound bites, that they have rounded up more than, in fact, 10 men who have been questioned, who had access to the school yesterday and day before, rather, when the incident took place. And what they are saying is that definitely it is somebody who has to be an insider, because the child was taken by him to the first floor of the school where the terrible tragedy took place. And what they are saying is that at the moment the girl has been discharged. She is in a stable condition. She's been sent back home to be with her parents, and they are hoping for her to stabilize a little and then probably maybe identify some of the men who the police have rounded up so far. Yesterday also there was a test identification parade, an impromptu one that was carried out in the hospital where the child had been taken for treatment. She could not identify anyone then. Today they are hoping that since they have rounded up more people, and these include not just school staff members but also people around who live around the area, and also cleaners and sweepers who have access inside the school, and also maybe some parents at that time as well, because there was a midday meal scheme going on inside the school at that time, so some of the guardians had access as well. So they have rounded up a few people and they're hoping that the child would be able to identify.
Right, Tanima, thanks very much for joining us with details on both those cases.